Hello, and welcome back to Conversations Worth Having with Kai and Tara. Today, we will be focusing on why most people stay stuck and the habits that quietly destroy their potential. I have learned long ago that when I feel stuck, I really feel stuck. And in order for me to get unstuck, I need to feel very uncomfortable. What does that even mean? Well, recently I found out that I can't have dairy. Dairy and I are no longer friends,
I'm
which is
so
awesome, which is not really that awesome at all. It was a really uncomfortable truth bomb for me because I love grapes, I love cheese, and I love apples, and I love them combined. So I could either keep on eating them or get very uncomfortable and completely eliminate those kind of things. That's just one example on what it means to be uncomfortable because adulting is uncomfortable. Tara, jump in because I'm spasming over here.
I know. So you're talking about like physical discomfort. It sounds like when I hear uncomfortable, I kind of think of like with your life or with your job, your relationships, uncomfortable in the situation. So there's lots of different ways, and why people stay stuck is a lot of times the cost of changing seems too high. Can't afford it. Don't want to do it. It's too scary. It literally will cost me money, or I will lose money. People will judge me. So we don't do it. But lots of things can keep us stuck. But I mean, for me, I'm a big fan of change. So I'd rather be uncomfortable in the change than uncomfortable because it's staying the same.
I
But that doesn't
absolutely
mean
love it.
change is always easy. It just means I'd rather be changing and be uncomfortable than staying stagnant in something.
I love it. How were you always a person who's fine with being uncomfortable? Like, were you just born like that, or did you just learn that
I
kind of
don't
incredible?
know. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I was in the like my mom changed my school. I remember throwing a pretty big fit about that at a certain
Hmm.
age. But I grew up in the military. I know you were a
Oh
military
yeah,
wife.
yeah,
I
yeah,
was a child in the military, and we didn't
yeah.
have to move that much. But you got used to your friends moving, and okay, you might move, and okay, this is just how it goes, and you don't
Hmm.
have any say in it. So I will say, at a younger age, I probably got exposed to change than a lot of people do. A
Oh, I
lot of us
love that.
kids to stay the same, go to the same school. I mean, I've heard of people going, we have to figure out what city we're going to live in by the time our kid hits kindergarten because we can't move. And I'm like, of course you can move. Like, they'll make new friends. It's a skill. But a lot of people say, no, I don't want to do that. And I think, I'd rather do it and have my kid be better with change
I
if it
love it.
works for everybody. It has to
I
work all
just love it.
around. I
Why
wouldn't do
why
it
do
just
you
to do
think
it.
why do you think that most people right now why do they stay stuck? Are they just too
Because there's
afraid?
the fear of change, fear of the unknown. I mean, take your pick. Everybody can be a little bit different. I mean, why do you not change at times? And I don't mean
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
no, I'm changing.
In the past, is there anything that's ever stopped you? Because I mean, like, we don't know. It's always been different times you're more willing than at other times to change.
What do you think that some of the habits are right now with people that keep them stuck? Like what of those, let's say somebody wants to ch change their career field that they've been in like let's say 10 years, but it's making them absolutely miserable. Their blood pressure is rising, they're fighting with their spouse and kids and whatever. Why are they not already looking at something else? Why are they still stuck in that job, for example?
I mean, when it comes to jobs, a lot of times it's finances and security. We don't know if that other job's going to be actually any better. So what if I go through all that change, all that discomfort, and it's not any better? I still picked wrong. I got the wrong job, or I picked the wrong place. So it's a lot of work, and maybe it doesn't pay off. So there's a fear in that. I think that's a big thing. Fear and not being able to picture it is another thing. I just can't see the benefits. I focus on the pain of the change instead of the benefits of the change. I'm not going to change. But for most of us, we're not required to. It's a choice. And most of us are going to choose the hell we know over the heaven we don't. It's just how it goes.
Oh, so most of us are going to choose the hell we know over the heaven we know.
Over the
In
heaven we don't know because you don't
we
know yet. But it could be perfect,
right.
but we don't even know. But we're not going to choose it because I know where I'm at. So I'm going to stay where I'm at.
So the hell feels pretty comfortable right now. I'm not gonna like
Feels a little
jinx it
safer.
and
It
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
feels a little safer.
Wow, but why? But do you see people being uncomfortable with themselves and good habits? Like I call it, I made up something when I was teaching fitness online. It was called habit stacking, and it's just a simple way to add like three different habits a week into your little habit stack, where you maybe did something that was not as great for you and turned it into something positive. For
Okay.
example, it's a very funny example, but brushing your teeth on your right leg for 20 seconds and then on your left leg because it's great for the brain. Brushing your teeth with the non-dominant hand. Little tiny things like that that make you feel more in control of your life. So why are people uncomfortable like with, for example, a healthy or good habits? Like what's
Well,
happening?
sometimes they just don't know the benefit or they don't believe the benefit. So why put in the effort? They don't see the benefit of doing all of that. But I mean, be lots of reasons. But a lot of it's just not understanding the benefits for themselves. And it's easier to do it the way we've always done it, for sure.
Let me see what I wrote, what else I wrote here.
Okay.
Um, What is one thing that, let's say, the listener right now can do to act on something they have been putting off for weeks? Like, how can they make that, whatever that thing is, it's holding them back? It's on their head. They know they have to do it, but they're not doing it because thinking of doing it is already exhausting. So they don't want to do whatever the task is. It can be as simple as like putting the dishes away or folding the clothes or like small, these everyday nuisances. Like, why, can you tell us something about um, how we can act quicker instead of thinking ourselves out of the act that's actually simpler than the thought itself?
Most of the time, we're focusing on the discomfort or the part we don't like. I do encourage you to take a second, close your eyes, and really picture how am I going to feel when all the laundry's done, put away. How am I going to feel? And most of the time, well, I would sigh, like a breath of relief. Okay. I feel a little bit more relaxed. I could enjoy watching my garbage TV instead of, I still watched it, but I felt bad because all the laundry wasn't done.
I'll
But
still watch it. There's the
I also
keyword
sort of
right
like
there.
set your goal so small, it almost feels silly not to do it. Like if I say I have to read a 500-page book, that's a lot. But if I say you just have to read a page, one page, all of us can read a page. Is it, but then the other, well, but then it's going to take over a year to read the book. Yeah, and
But you read the book in a
you
year.
read the book, and
But
that was what your goal was. So just one page, and most of us, not every day, but we're going to be able to read a couple pages. I'm going to exercise for 5 minutes. Okay, but I should be exercising for 45 minutes, and I should, but we're just going to start with 5 minutes because of course you can do 5 minutes. It's silly to not do 5 minutes when you have the moment. So
preach
that,
it.
that was one of the things I told her, like make it so small and simple. You're like, of course I can do that little thing.
Well, tell us one example you can share with the listener in your own life that you took action and you felt motivation right after the action followed. Like, for example, I know nothing about editing. That's why these videos and podcasts are very organic right now because I'm going to figure it out. But if I would have been like, I'm gonna take this course on editing, I'm gonna read about editing music. Now I'm gonna put that piece into the setting and I would have never started the podcast. And today we are going to be right now recording the fourth podcast.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think people think themselves out of potentials all the time.
Well, yeah. If I can't be perfect, I don't want to start. Like, no one's perfect. One, you're not even perfect even when you've been doing it a long time. But no one's perfect when they start. Just start.
Well, what is one thing you did where you took action and the motivation actually followed? I want to know more because you are the expert in psychology over 20 years. So you've definitely taken some actions to get there.
When I wanted to start a private practice. So for me, it was like I was working for people. I worked on base. I worked for a company, and I was like, no, I want to work for myself. How would I do that? What would that look like? So for me, the first step was just someone was like, oh, I know office space, and the office space was so affordable that I was like, oh yeah, I could afford that. Okay, we could start there. And then once I did that, I was like, oh, it's pretty easy to okay, let's get some furniture in here. Okay, let's put an ad out. Okay, and then pretty soon, yeah, I'm working two jobs. Then instead, I'm working for a company and I had my own practice. But it was still that just kind of like putting it out there is the first step, and then just doing one small thing and then doing it.
That is so incredible. You are so motivational to so many humans, especially because going through the schooling and learning all about the brain, it's been a dream of mine to be a psychologist one day. But my husband and I probably agree that I would take all the problems with me. But I think it's such a skill to be able to help so many people and do it step by step. So at one point, you had two jobs because you wanted to open the practice.
2 and 3, yeah. I had 2 and 3 jobs sometimes, yeah. Because I would then take a
Really?
contract with another company to see their clients in my office to cover the cost of the office while I'm still trying to get my own clients so I can keep that money while still going out to the base to work out there. Like it was a lot for a while.
Oh my gosh, and you
It was a
made
lot for
it
a
look
while.
like a breeze.
Yeah. What about you though? What little things have you done and then motivation followed?
For me, as you know, I'm obsessed with fitness due to the declining health of somebody I really love. We'll talk about that in more broad as the podcast go along. But for me, it's definitely fitness and psychology. So meaning that if I make a promise to myself, it will be a cold day in HELL before I break that promise because that hurts. Like if you break
Mm-hmm.
the promise for yourself, for example, like today I told myself like 2 hours, I'm not gonna do a 25-minute workout. I had so many excuses. Well, I slept only 4 hours and I already went for a walk and it's hot outside, which has nothing to do with the temperature inside.
Right.
And then I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm just gonna do it. I did it. It was awesome. I'm so happy it's done. But those kind of things I struggle with all the time. Pressing play, um, working on myself because I know that the kids will grow up one day, and if I don't have something for me, I'll be feeling really lonely. So I'm already trying to like make sure I have those little stepping stones so that the kids see that like I will be okay wherever life
Yeah.
takes them. I will be okay because it's
Yeah.
important for kids to know that even when they become adults, they want to know that mom and dad are good. I
Yeah.
know that for a fact. Did I answer the question or did I went back into the funnel?
Went back into the funnel a little bit, but you're good. You answered the
Oh, okay,
questions in
well, I
general.
like
Yeah.
that. I like a little tiny little tornado from the left, tiny little tornado on the right, then I funnel it back down. But
Yeah.
it's the pressure I put on myself, and especially with fitness, because 40 is hitting me like a brick. I don't know if it's just knowing that I'm turning 40, but something is happening where I don't waste any time. Like if there's a petty conversation, I'm not gonna stay in it. Where I used to maybe stay in it for like a minute too long, but
Right.
now I'm just like, okay, bye. And that's a completely acceptable answer now that I'm almost 40. Before I was like, oh God, where is this gonna go? So those steps with myself, do the workout, get out of bed at 6:45, drink the
Mhm.
coffee, which is like a really good journal in the morning, which really helps me. Um, yeah, it's the work I'm doing with myself because ultimately kids grow up, spouses are their own people,
It goes so
and you
quick.
have to be you have to be strong.
Yes. Time doesn't wait for anybody.
No, and it's starting to become more of a race against time as well. But I don't feel stuck. I feel that I'm going to reach my full potential, hopefully through this podcast too, because I've had some people who are incredible reach out and say, please keep going, that they can 1000% relate. For example, the funny socks that I choose my friends. I did have my massage therapist actually take a picture of her fantastic gator socks, and she's like, see, I have a personality. Look at my socks. I just love that. Like something silly like that could connect us. But okay, back to why people stay stuck. So,
I think for me, the fear tends to be the biggest one. But you also have to keep in mind, by the time
yeah.
someone's coming to a therapist, they've gotten uncomfortable enough. They're open to the idea of change. They may not be ready to
Okay.
actually take the steps, but by the time seeing a therapist it takes a lot of courage to say, okay, wait, I don't like something.
Hmm.
I want to change it. I mean, that's huge right there, just recognizing it. So, I mean, I think it's really impressive when anybody's willing to put in the effort and start somewhere. and each of us can want a different thing. But the first thing I encourage people to do is really picture what it is that you want. Because if we can picture it, we can work towards it. When we can't picture it, your brain's like, I can't help you with this.
Every time you say, "Can you picture it?" TEDx talk comes in my head. Stage, helping people connect with one another and saying that there's no stigma with mental health, get the help you need,
Mhm.
and working on yourself I think it's full-time job and it's probably forever. Unless you're fine with being where you're at for a while, that's fine too. For me, I'm probably a work in progress,
Well,
like
and it's a gift to be able to. Not everybody has the luxury. I mean, if I don't have food on my table, how much work can I really do on myself?
that's
I got
true.
to hustle to get my basics.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I mean, so I think if anybody's willing to really put in that and try, that deserves some recognition right there alone.
So what are some, I think we're almost at 20 minutes. It's amazing that I forgot to put the timer on because like I'm me. But I think we have a few minutes, but
We
what
have
do
about
you,
four
what,
minutes.
we have about a minute?
4 minutes.
Four. Okay, well, somebody knows that I go into a funnel and she's like, I'm just gonna look at the time myself because Kai's gonna go to space on this podcast. But what are like three things we can leave the listener with what comes to getting unstuck, like something basic where they can in the next 14 days they can work on A, B, and C and get themselves unstuck.
You don't have to do it perfectly. Let that be your mantra. We don't have to do this perfectly. Just do something, see how it feels, and you can adjust. That'd be one thing. I think it's really close your eyes and picture how you want this to go.
I'm
Picture,
telling you, TEDx pops in the second you
I
say close
know.
your eyes and picture how you want this to go. I see this huge stage with all these therapists and people who have had like trauma and all these stories on like this TEDx stage. That's where my brain goes. But go ahead.
Those are two. And the third was be okay with being uncomfortable. Change is your friend.
I'm so uncomfortable all the time.
That might be a different uncomfortable, but yes.
That's true. That's true.
Uncomfortable is not necessarily bad. So learn how to be a little bit comfortable with some discomfort.
Oh, I like that. Learn how to be a little bit
Just a
comfortable
little
with
bit.
some discomfort, just a little bit,
Yeah.
right?
I don't mean punish yourself forever or, just a little bit is okay.
I love it. I do have Tara's incredible link as well on YouTube. If you guys are in the San Diego area, then go ahead and click on it. She has some incredible tips there on the website, and she has been my therapist for a very long time, but now a mentor. I don't know how many years you put up with me. You put up with me for many years.
It was quite a few years. And then when you left California, it kind of shifted a little bit and then shifted again. I think I've known you 10 years. How old is your daughter?
10.
Yeah. So it's been probably about 11 years. Then that I've
Yeah.
known
Yep. So you're welcome. So please subscribe, and our email address is Kai and Tara with conversations worth having at gmail.com, I think. No, I think that's the wrong email address, but I will put the email
We'll
link
put the right
on.
one in the
Yes,
description.
1000%, because I just said it backwards. And 4 hours of sleep, it's okay, still making it happen. Don't feel stuck. Do one thing at a time and count your wins. Like literally,
Sometimes when we're
even if
stuck, we're just resetting.
yeah,
Sometimes,
1000%. I'm
yep.
resetting every single day. And this is Conversations Worth Having with Kai and Tara. Thank you and have a beautiful day. Bye.